This is ANN News Brief.
Good morning, I'm Lucy Adeyemi. Uganda police say the death toll has risen to 7 from Wednesday's protests in the nation against the arrest of Ugandan presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi, known in the music world as Bobby Wine. He was arrested at a campaign rally in the east of the country on Wednesday. Police are said to have bundled him into a van, claiming he had drawn a crowd larger than the 200 persons recommended by the Electoral Commission as a coronavirus prevention measure. More than 40 persons are reported to have been injured in the protests. Uganda Red Cross said in a statement its frontline workers had assisted 11 persons with gunshot wounds. Police have still not explained the cause of the death or the nature of the injuries. Graphic videos and photos shared on social media showed several persons lying in the streets covered in blood, allegedly shot dead. 2 retired army generals in the country have called on the police to stop violence against candidates and the public. Opposition presidential candidates have also suspended their campaigns, calling for the release of fellow contestants who had been arrested. Meanwhile, the U.S. had condemned the violence that gripped Uganda's capital, Kampala, and other major towns following Wednesday's Bobby Wine arrest. The United Nations Refugee Agency has reiterated that thousands of civilians are continuing to flee across the border into the Sudan to escape continuing arrest in Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray. UNHCR representative for the Sudan, Axel Bishop, said most were families living on food because it had become too dangerous to stay. Ethiopia had denied targeting civilians as it continues its campaign against the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front. Central government forces say they are continuing to advance on the regional capital, Mekelle. Information is hard to verify from Ethiopia because of communications blackout. Ethiopia has issued arrest warrant for 76 senior military officers on treason charges for their links to leaders of the Tigray region. More than 30,000 persons have now crossed the border into the Sudan. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Free trade across Africa now geared up to start in January. A Pan-African free trade zone called the African Continental Free Trade Area will be launched in January despite the coronavirus pandemic. The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to bring more than 1 billion people together in an economic bloc worth about $3 trillion a year. By reducing barriers to trade, the deal will improve living standards. Some temporary arrangement will need to be put in place, as not all of the customs infrastructure will be ready in time by January 2021. The continent-wide free trade zone was supposed to take effect in July. This week, negotiations resumed among countries to deal with final sticking points around rules of origin and market access. 30 of the 54 countries in Africa have signed up for the free trade zone, but have yet to ratify the deal. Africa's biggest economy, Nigeria, has just ratified the agreement last week. Nigeria's borders remain closed to almost all trade in an effort the government says is meant to stop smuggling. That is ANN News Brief at 11. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Lucy Adeyemi.